So Arcade1up is dead. Really, really, really dead. Although we're still seeing these display models in stores and a little bit of inventory, their history. It's it. Seriously, this time, this will seal the deal. They're toast. Too soon? Next thing we're going to hear is retro gaming's dead. And don't tell me that disco's dead. I won't believe it. Also, there's still some clearance games here. Look at still the $8.99 games still hanging around at Target. This one's $13.99. My bonus scene was going to be so epic. It was going to be me picking up at least one of the Terry McGinnis. Somebody beat me to it. I'm kind of surprised it went that quick. They do have this variant, but I was going to pick it up for my buddy. Just kind of proof that it's not here. Otherwise, I swear I would have... Look at Metamorpho kind of fell back here. I would have picked up. Look at how they bend. This is the one thing that I'm kind of worried about not opening these up. That eventually they just kind of bend on their own just from sitting up here. So yeah, unfortunately no Batman Beyond. He didn't fall behind anything. He is he's gone. But look at what's here. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Spider-Man Secret Wars is at Target. The first thing I looked for was Terry McGinnis, and then I thought, well, maybe they'll have, you know, a Secret Wars. They did. They just not the Hasbro Secret Wars. They got Spider-Man. Holy cow! This is like real time too. I want to thank whoever came in here and picked up Terry McGinnis, picked up Batman Beyond. Yes, I was gonna get it for my buddy. There were what, 2, 3 of them here. They totally passed on this. See, this is up my alley. I am limited on space, but when we come across some special Marvel, remember I had to get my black suited Spider-Man, my Secret Wars Hasbro, off of Amazon because I didn't have confidence that I would kind of stumble across it like I did with this. I guess we're leaving with this. There's still another one here. You'll see behind me. Someone's gonna come here and be like, oh my gosh, Spider-Man Secret Wars is at Target. There's one here. There's 2 now, but yeah, there's gonna be one left. This video has totally done a 360. This, honestly, we didn't even do the intro yet. I'm gonna do the intro. This was gonna be the bonus scene. I was gonna pick up Terry McGinnis, get it for my buddy. If another friend would have let me know that you know, they were interested, I would have got both of them if they were still here. Seeing this probably makes the thumbnail now. I mean, how could it not? We're talking Arcade1up dead in 2025. I will get to all of this, but let's just examine this for a second. I will definitely be opening this up, not tonight, because, you know, I kind of had another video kind of planned. Like, this is crazy. Also, I was going to do something, I don't know if crazy is the word, but a big purchase. And I kind of am putting it off for the weekend. So spending $50 is very doable compared to what I was going to get. And I will get into that when we talk Arcade1up. But yeah, we'll definitely open this up, do a review. Now, I did see a couple images online that, you know, you'll see some of the, you know, you got Captain America back there. You have the Hulk. This is going to be awesome because this is like that cover. So very cool. And look at, like, you can see those, like his spidey senses are tingling. And the reason I didn't do the intro before is because it had to be Dunkin'. I made a bad decision on getting a coffee where I did yesterday. It's been long enough. Didn't get a lot of Dunkin' out west. We're getting Dunkin' today. Welcome to today's video. As of recording of this Thursday, February 20th, 2025, the video has taken a complete 360. Just like yesterday, for me not turning left and turning right, it changed everything. The direction I was going, the places I was gonna stop, and we're gonna head somewhere where I wanted to stop yesterday. So this is kind of a little bit of a continuation, and then we come across Spider-Man. All of this, and I thought on the way here, what if I just keep that like on a different note? But nope, this is today's video. It starts off with Arcade1up, Is It Dead, retro gaming, and then coming across the Secret Wars, Spider-Man, McFarlane, getting a nice hot black coffee, kind of getting a little bit of a scoop on some of the donuts, just kind of planning on like if I was gonna buy donuts in bulk, the best way to do it. You always want that baker's dozen. You always want the 13, but it's 12 at Dunkin'. I think it's 13 at Einstein Bagels. Where am I going with this? We are gonna talk a little Arcade1up. The last time I did, personally, an Arcade1up Is It Dead? Is That It? video was July 10th. It is February 20th. We're talking about it again. I was actually so excited about a car coming here, they gonna let me go, about finding Secret Wars Spider-Man, that I completely forgot to do something when I left Target. I was gonna do it in between Dunkin' and Target. I guess I'll just have to move that to tomorrow's video. That's how these daily videos go. Anything can happen, like me cutting this person off. But no, we're going to our next spot. I do want to say something before I really get into Arcade1up and retro gaming and everything. The excitement that you just saw at Target, that's what these arcades do. That's what this does. That's what pushes us to spend a ton of money on something that we're afraid of is going to fall apart someday, or it's going to stop working. But we do it because we have the passion, the love, the nostalgia, anything from our childhood. And that's why we bought into it. And when they come out with something that we don't necessarily like, it's not for us, what were they thinking? It hurts. And don't think that it doesn't hurt me, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. And what time is it? 4:59? Talk about this at our next stop. Kind of rambling right now. And how can Arcade1up be dead when, look at, the claw machine is back in stock? I thought I noticed this last night. I didn't really think much of it. You know, it was never really on my radar. I do like the look of it. And I think it's something that I just saw in the chat, Arcades Anonymous, when Retro Lizard said it's a talking point. It's a conversation starter. And I think that's exactly what the claw machine is. I also think it's kind of what, you know, for the most part, an Arcade1up is for someone who's not really super into it like a lot of us, just, you know, having something different in their apartment, in their home. And yeah, it's definitely a conversation starter. I actually wanted to come here yesterday, and I opted to go to Hobby Lobby twice. Was originally going to come here, and I'm glad I went to Hobby Lobby. And this is kind of turning into a that truck is so loud. I used to live by the freeway. It was so annoying when they shift gears like that. Like you're, you know, in the middle of the night, it's like I could still hear them. Where was I? I was gonna come here yesterday, and this is kind of a continuation of yesterday's video because of the entire Mortal Kombat 2 Classic Slimcade. So that's why we're at Best Buy. By the way, I have been parking so bad lately that this is the best that I just parked in months. It was just perfect, like right in between the lines. Not really a big accomplishment, but I just wanted to be on record for saying I've been really disappointed with the way I've been parking cars. I don't know why. I think I'm a decent driver. I'm horrible at parking. Parked great. Okay, we're running in. You know, in July when I was talking Arcade1up, I kind of went to stores. It was kind of being a smart aleck about, well, if they're dead, they wouldn't be in stores right now. Which I kind of started the video off, but for the most part, just kind of wanted to tie that in. I'm going a little different approach this time. I do want to say that I saw this at a barber shop in San Diego, and I was going to go in there and ask the gentleman if I could just check it out, but I decided to just kind of leave it alone. It looks better in person. I'm not defending this style. I'm afraid, kind of cutting the chase here, that this will be the new deluxe, and we're all afraid of that. This will be Arcade1up Deluxe going forward. Now we're going to see rehashes that aren't going to have this shape, but if we get a Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe rehash, it's probably going to be this. It doesn't look super bad in person. I didn't see this bottom part, but I saw this, and it was actually flipped the other way. It kind of looked legit. Now I came here because they have a great selection of Arcade1up on the floor, and I thought this would be a good place to kind of plead a case, but kind of go back to something else. But at the end of the day, when I did the video July 10th, when a lot of people were kind of talking, that's it with Arcade1up, there's been nothing different. From July to February, it's exactly the same. It's the exact same products we got. We did get an XL, but for the most part, nothing has changed. It's still the same. They're giving us Peasant Classicades at Walmart, and we have Deluxe at Best Buy and at Target. Look at all of these McFarlane. Like, you gotta like what Best Buy is doing here. The Best Buy, the home Best Buy, doesn't have all of this. This is a great spot. I just don't come here a lot because now there's no GameStop around the corner. The Walmart's kind of really hit or miss, and the Target is super small. So that's why if I come out here, it's just to stop here. So you kind of got to factor all that in. But on a video like this, it's perfect because they have exactly what we're looking for. This is just like my black Spider-Man that Ezekiel Chicago Retro Ranger sent me, except this is the classic look Spider-Man, but exactly the same as the one I have now. I can pair it with the others, the Secret Wars. I'm glad I didn't get Thor the other day at Target. I debated it. If I would have spent 50 on Thor, it would have been another 50 on Spider-Man, so kind of worked out. Okay, this is Arcade1up, and this is a kiosk not really working. I think there's going to be one more kiosk. We got to go to another Best Buy very soon, but as far as kiosks, there's only 2 that I can actually confirm still exist in Wisconsin. This is the deluxe lineup. This is what we're gonna see, except everything you see here, Fast and Furious and Time Crisis. Until Time Crisis sells out, they're not gonna rehash Time Crisis, we all know that, but they're gonna keep rehashing Fast and Furious. That's gonna be probably the one and only racing cabinet from Arcade1up there. It's possible they do Ridge Racer, but I think it's just gonna be Fast and Furious. But nonetheless, this is what we're gonna be seeing. When they sell out of Mortal Kombat 2, they're either gonna be done with that license or it's gonna be like that. And I think 99% of us think that's what it's gonna look like. Kind of brought up yesterday that if you want a Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe, go and get one. Right now they're $449, and that sale is going through the 23rd. I thought it was the 22nd. I'm getting mixed up with Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. The 23rd, save $50. Of course, a sale will come back. I thought this was the Infinity Game Board for a second. No, it's a TV. Bad placement here. I think the only thing with Arcade1up that is dead is the fact that this kiosk is not working. It's lit up, but if we're talking Arcade1up dead, the kiosk, yes, that part of it is dead, but they're not gonna not be in stores. You're not gonna not be able to buy Arcade1up. Now, you may not be interested in buying anything new from Arcade1up, but they're not going anywhere. Notice that they have the live button blocked off. I wonder if they'll do that, something like that in the future, where they'll just like cover up everything and still be able to just go up. I still love Target's display for Class of 81. I think that's perfect. We're not going to see a lot of these. It's always refreshing though to see this, and I think again it's a conversation starter. Someone's going to come here who isn't into building an arcade at their home, and they're gonna see something, say, oh my gosh, I could have Mortal Kombat 2 at home, I could have Class of 81, NBA Jam, Golden Tee, all of these. What's ever on here? Okay, I did kind of crank this up. It's kind of getting a little repetitive. Let's face it, Jack, there isn't any of us that we're actually gonna be interested in a classic Arcade1up, regardless of what it was. What does it really matter what they did? If they cheapened it out, we weren't going to get it anyways. It's really no difference from the last ones. A year ago, we drove to Illinois. I think it was New Year's Day, maybe the January 2nd, to find the first blue Ms. Pac-Man. I saw it. It's really no different than the Mortal Kombat we saw. It's just a little, the shape of it's a little bit different. Why would that bother us so much? Just attracting other buyers, just like with the claw machine. None of us were going to get that. I debated buying the blue Ms. Pac-Man at one point, maybe covering the games list on the front, putting in a coin door. But then you got to light up the marquee, and how do you do that when it's wood? When it's just one solid piece of wood, you would need an entire kit. Yes, they are going backwards on this, but at the end of the day, none of us were going to get that anyways. So what does it really matter? Until they completely change something like the deluxe, or they call it something else, or an XL, then I think you hit the panic button. But by the time we hit the panic button, there's going to be other players already, and there are, but we just have to wait till June. Well, they have the not the demo and the, is this the demo? Does this count, or is it, we actually put this one on? You know what? I'm going to actually lift this up and the alarm's going to go off. I don't think so. It looks like they're both just kind of sitting there. It's crazy that a lot of other places you go, some you can put on and some you just actually, okay, it's a little. So okay, this is the $4.90. See, I know nothing about this. This is the cheaper one. That's the pricier one. But they're just to look at, just like this. And that's why a lot of us got these. Is it to recreate an arcade, just to kind of walk into a room and say, I got an arcade at home. I mean, I don't play these every day. Most of them are just kind of hanging around. But that's, I think, why I got into it, because how cool would that be to just have a whole wall or whole room full of these? And a lot of us have that. And we thought, we're done. We got it all. But when we decide that Arcade1up is dead, that's when they're dead. And I'm gonna share a little excitement on something that I was never really interested in, and actually kind of kicking around the idea of, should I pick this up? Now there's times that I'll go on Marketplace and just kind of see what is out there, and I came across a Burger Time, and I've never really been interested in Burger Time. I mean, I have had so many chances to pick that up, and I never did. I X out of this. They were asking $800. Now I did message the seller, and I made an offer, and actually I think they would have took it, and I was gonna go out there. I was gonna go out there today. It's a bit of a hike, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna sleep on it. If it's meant to be, it will be there. I'm not really sure if I want this because I want Burger Time, I want Karate Champ, Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja. There's another game on here. Or it's because we're never going to get something like this again from Arcade1up. And there's so many arcades that we can go back and say, okay, there's Tron, there's Shack Jam, there's all these cabinets. And for me to sit here and say, I'm thinking about getting Burger Time, I mean, I have rooms full of these. And for that excitement, that's what it's all about. Whether a company right now is giving us something we want, there's things that this company did give us that's still available. That's a hefty price, but trust me, I wasn't going to pay $800. Now it does add up. Just buying the Secret Wars, just buying anything even a game for the Nintendo Switch, and then saying, okay, am I gonna drive, 45, 48 minutes to pick up something, drive all the way back that direction coming home, and then dropping a few $100s, I'll throw out the price. I offered $600. I said, will you take $600 for burger time? I think that's fair. They're asking $800. Maybe I offered too much. But I didn't want to lowball them. I think I started a little high. I should have said $5. But I could have got it for $6. And I kind of thought, do I really want to spend $600 on burger time? It's just going to sit there for the most part. I think it's cool that, to play Karate Champ that way. And I know if I asked my buddy Jester Tester, he would say, in a heartbeat, I would buy that. I am thinking about it. I'm kind of going to the direction of passing on it, but I'm still kind of debating it. There's a lot of activity going on with me with Arcade1up right now, with looking at other cabinets that, if I got something like that, that would probably seal the deal for a while. I mean, $600 is still pretty high. There isn't a cabinet here besides a 32 Infinity game board that's over $600. I mean, we can get this for $449, so it's hard to pay that on something that's used. But it's exciting, along with the fact that you could still get the Ms. Pac-Man. I want to say it's the deluxe. Everyone who has ordered this from Walmart has gotten the deluxe for $299. Some even less, but after tax, I think it's coming out to about $316. That's excitement. And again, whether they're giving us something that we think isn't for us, it's not like they're not going to give us anything else. The claw machine, I think, did really good. It wasn't on my radar, but it was on a lot of people's radar because it went with everything else that they were creating, a game room, an arcade, and until that excitement dries up, even used stuff, they're not going to be dead. What's not going to be dead is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Fighting Collection. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Let me hold this a little bit better. Everywhere we go, they have a couple of these copies here, and I was wrong yesterday on the Target price. Okay, it was online, which I didn't even notice. Things are cheaper online than in store. When did this happen? So just kind of correcting myself that if you see it for $29.99, it's going to be $39.99 like you're seeing it at Best Buy. But I'm sure if you take your phone up to the desk and this can be price match, then they will. But yeah, they're gonna get an extra $10 from you if you weren't aware of that. So yeah, just kind of going back in time to kind of fix that. But where are all these games coming from? That's gonna do it for today's Shack. Just wanted to kind of throw all that out there. There's so much excitement. Whether they give us something we're interested in, there's a lot that's out there, and I don't want to I could pull up my phone and show everything available right now, but we all know that. I think the biggest thing to take right now, we kind of live for the moment, things change daily, is you could still get the Ms. Pac-Man Deluxe for cheaper than any other Deluxe right now. So I think that's kind of where I want to end the video with. Not over until the consumers, says it's over. Remember, we're not always going to get the products we want from these guys, but there are plenty of Arcade1ups out there. And until the other players get in the mix, when we play the waiting game, kind of just take a step back and just say, what's out there? How can I bring this in? What do I have to get rid of? And it just kind of keeps the hobby exciting. And then we come across deals where we're basically getting deluxes for $300 that are brand new, and they come with a certificate of authenticity. So you never know what's going to happen, and it's just why you got to check every day. But it's not dead until we say it's dead. Well, thank everybody for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And of course, a little fade out of the first place I ever saw in Arcade1up. Now this is going to be the bonus scene. I still haven't done the intro, but I wanted something funny. I don't know, so Bones Jackson, I hope you watched till the end. When you said Arcade1up was toast, it gave me a great idea. Because I decided to pick these up. I did need butter, and I did need some more bread. Usually a loaf will last me for the week. I am cutting it close, so this is actually going to incorporate earlier on, but yeah, just kind of behind the scenes, picking up butter and bread. I really needed the butter. We have a couple of reviews to do, definitely this, and of course the new At Games pinball pack, which I was going to do today, but I just wanted to get the Arcade1up video out, and if I didn't, I wouldn't have stopped here. Maybe, because I was looking for Terry McGinnis, but if I wouldn't have been here yesterday, wouldn't have came back, wouldn't have found him, and then, you know, coming here getting the butter and the bread, fading out with Marvel. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Found a bag that fits, and the bread and butter. It's like your shot at basketball. 58.87.